Hello and welcome back to Do You Even Cook, Bro? And today we'll be making a Pollo Tomatillo, which is just chicken and a tomatillo sauce.
Okay, the first thing we're going to do is make the salsa verde or the tomatillo sauce. And we're going to do that by soaking a guajillo chili in hot water, and then we're going to get on with the rest of the ingredients. We're going to dehusk our tomatillos, and if you've never seen them before, they're little tart green tomatoes that have an outward husk that needs to be removed. Once you do that, just give them a
Quick rinse and chop them in half. Since we're going to throw these on a grill pan to draw out a little bit more flavor, we're going to give them a quick brushing with olive oil or canola oil. I'm using avocado oil here because of the high smoke point. Now that they're all on the grill, lightly brush the other sides with oil so when you flip them, they don't stick. And these are going to go for about 5 minutes on the first side, and while that's happening, we're going to cut the rest of the ingredients for the salsa verde. So we're cutting off the sides of the jalapeno like this so we don't really have to deal with the seeds. And you cut one lime in half here, and then you're going to grab a bunch of cilantro. It's probably a quarter cup maybe. And then we're just going to give the leaves a quick little chop to assist the food processor. Time to check back now on the tomatillos, and you see the brown or black start to accumulate on the bottom. It's probably time to flip them, so you can just take a look. It's not a big deal. But if they look like that, they're definitely ready to be flipped. So give them a turn and let them go for 3 to 5 minutes again, and get back to the ingredients to finish the salsa verde. Chop a clove of garlic, and then an avocado. So I decided to show you the whole thing in case you've never dealt with an avocado or you think they're difficult to open. They're not. They're ripe when they're soft, so they're easy to slice, and you're just going to cut them lengthwise. And once that's done, just pull them apart, smack it with a knife, and pop the pit right out. Then you can just use a spoon to easily scoop out the insides. By now the guajillo we soaked is nice and soft, so we're just going to give that a quick chop. Looks like our tomatillos are ready, so we'll just pull those off the grill. And now all the ingredients are ready for the blender. I like to blend the tomatillos first because it gives you a good amount of liquid to work with and makes the blender or food processor work more easily and it won't get jammed up. Next we're going to add the juice from the lime that we cut. Add in the avocado. Now we're ready to throw in the guajillo, the jalapenos, cilantro, and garlic. Blend all ingredients until smooth. Now that it's nice and combined, just check for salt, and mine actually needed a little bit, so I threw some in there and blended that real quick. Now that we've got the salsa verde done, we're gonna throw a little bit of oil in a heavy bottom pot or Dutch oven, and we're going to brown the chicken. I've got 2 legs, 2 thighs, and 4 wing pieces, I would say. 2 wings in total, but I've broken them down into 4 pieces. If you have more chicken or a smaller pot than I do, work in batches because the last thing you want to do is overcrowd the pot because the chicken won't brown properly.
The chicken's going to need about 5 minutes aside, so you can use that time to prep the rest of your ingredients. So we're going to grab 2 small carrots or 1 large carrot
and slice them into even pieces. We're going to grab 2 more jalapenos, but this time we're going to slice them into thin rings. And the reason I like thin rings for this is because these can be very spicy, and if someone bites into a big hunk of jalapeno, it can ruin the dish for them.
So once you've got those sliced, if you want it to be really spicy, you can keep the seeds in, but if you don't want it to be too spicy, you just pop the seeds out. Another reason you might want to consider not keeping all of the seeds is because it could make the dish very bitter.
The next step is to roughly dice an onion. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is a rustic dish, so don't worry too much.
Now this next part's kind of strange. I didn't exactly have celery, nor did I feel like using celery. So instead of doing the classical mirepoix, which is carrots, onion, and celery, I just decided to use broccolini stems because I thought they'd be tasty and give a nice sweetness. To finish off here, we're just going to chop up about 2 cloves of garlic roughly. It's been about 5 minutes, so our chicken's ready to turn. And it's really as simple as that. Just turn it onto a side that has not been browned yet.
Now that our chicken's been browned on all sides, we're just going to pull it out of the pan and reserve it. With the heat now on medium, we're going to throw in our carrots, onion, broccolini, and jalapenos into the pan, and we're going to sweat those. We don't want to saute them, but we want to sweat them so that they start to give up their water, and a little pinch of salt will actually help in this process. So throw them in the pan, and as they start to give up their water, they're going to help deglaze the bits of chicken that are stuck to your pot. So with a wooden spoon, scrape the fond off the bottom of the pot. It's been about 6-7 minutes now, and you can see the onions have started to lighten. At this point, it's time to throw in the garlic, and you're going to want to stir that around for maybe 30 seconds until you can smell the garlic, because you don't want the garlic to brown or burn. Once the garlic is fragrant, add in a little bit of chicken stock or broth to deglaze the pan a little bit more, as well as temporarily stop the cooking process on the garlic. At this point, you want to add back in your chicken. Now add the salsa verde we made earlier. Throw in the chicken broth as well as a bay leaf, and you're going to give that a stir. You're going to bring the liquid to a boil and then reduce the heat so that it goes to a simmer. And then we're going to cover almost completely. Take about an hour and a half, and you're going to want to stir every 20 to 30 minutes. While that's going, grab 2 ears of corn and cut the kernels off of them. Okay, after about an hour, chicken looks about done, but there's only one way to find out. You're going to poke it with a fork, and if it is fork tender, then you are ready to go. Add in your beans that have been soaking, as well as the corn. Give that a quick stir, and then remove the chicken to a serving platter. Okay, we're going to turn up the heat to medium, and once those beans and corn are heated through, we're going to pour the mixture over the chicken, and you're ready to serve. Garnish with a little bit of extra fresh cilantro. Serve with white rice and corn chips. Enjoy!